Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome to Unity of Command 2. So, I kind of wanted to touch on this. It's kind of a cool game. Most of you should hopefully be aware of Unity of Command, the first one, which is a really very fun game, very good game mechanics, and it's obviously like a World War II strategy simulator, and they've obviously come out now with the second one. It's quite a long time later. I think it's like 5 years or something since the original one was released. So I kind of wanted to touch on it a little bit, have a look at some gameplay, and kind of hop into some little scenarios. So let's hop into a new game. We have the main campaign, which is like Victory in the West, which takes you through North Africa, up through Italy, and then into Europe. But we're just going to do a scenario today. We fancy doing maybe Monte Cassino in Italy. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? It's definitely easy. It's quite hard, this game. So let's go for an easy, and let's load into Battle of Monte Cassino. We'll be playing as the Allied side. So let's have a look. So, Allied forces are stuck along the Gustav Line, a string of carefully prepared German defences. Stretching from one side of Italy to the other, bad weather limits the effect of Allied air supremacy. The Allied rule of the seas might yet prove decisive. Okay, so yeah, it looks like we're going to be able to land at Anzio there. So we get a bit of a setup phase here at the start, I think, but there's not really a great deal I particularly want to set up, I don't think. Any strengths to redeploy at the start, we don't, and I don't think we have any units to deploy, do we? No, they land in a couple of turns time. So what have we got to complete objectives wise? Well, we have got to obviously get the hill at Monte Cassino. I think this is the monastery bit, and then Cassino itself, the actual town, which is across a river, so that looks like it's going to be distinctly impossible. And then over this side at Pescara, what have we got by turn 11 we need to try and capture here? Yeah, we've not got a lot of forces there to really help us, have we? And then we've got a little bit to land behind us at Anzio by turn 3. Well, we should just be able to land there, I guess, if it's unopposed, which it kind of looks like it is. So, yeah, let's actually kick off this campaign then. And decide what we want to do. Well, I guess we might as well land at Anzio. Hey, we captured an objective. Woohoo! Nice. And we also have the paratroopers. Try and cut that road, but there's nothing along that road. Is that a bit risky? Try and cut that road? Or is that a wise thing to do? Go for it. Because that should then cut off the enemy's supply route down to their stuff down here. See, that's no longer in supply because we basically cut the main road. But they are quite a weak unit. They are elite, but they're only a 4 strength unit. And we can't push these guys up because they've just conducted a beach landing. Kind of understandable. So we'll see how that goes. So, which front do we want to start on first? This one's probably going to be harder in a way because we don't have any more units. At least we get sort of decent amount of reserves here to actually start to engage some of that stuff with. So I think we'll probably start over here because it's probably going to be the harder one. We do have naval bombardments. Because we have some elite German Fallschirmjäger here, so these might be quite hard for us to deal with. So let's do a bit of naval stuff instead. These be effective. 3 suppression. God, and they're still tough to break. If we could try bombing them. We're using up a lot of supplies here, and it didn't do anything. Risk it. Ah, dear. This is just, they're so well dug in. Yeah, it just doesn't do anything. Look. It's not the start we really wanted. Have any reserves on turn 1? No. Well, that didn't go very well, did it? We achieved basically nothing there. Because they're just so well entrenched. They're just impossible to get through. So it's a really hard one for us to deal with. And then now we've not really got a lot of supplies to push through anywhere on this side either. And it's probably this one was surrounded. Area bombardment. Got a bit of stuff hit there. We've not got any more 1-to-1 that's going to give us. That's not so bad. We hit with someone like these. Okay, 3 suppression. We're getting a little bit of progress there. There we go. Starting to get a few kills now, and they've been driven back. Nice. So we're across the river, at least in one place. But we have nowhere else that's particularly easy for us to deal with. Let's start pushing around the mountains. Pushing up there. Push the tank forwards. It's going to be a really hard one to get across there, I think. That's not gone particularly. It's not the opening turn I would have wished for. Oh, I haven't deployed my supply trucks. So we can have a bit of supply of our own. It's this that's painful, because if we lose a unit there, then we're really in trouble, I think. Maybe a pretty brutal first turn. Oh, as the paratroopers getting hit on the road. Yeah, it's wiped out. Oh dear, this game might be lost already. That's not exactly the opening that we wanted. See, so we cut the supply to them here, but they've just overwhelmed us and killed us straight away. It's kind of made it a little bit difficult for us there. Kind of some of the problems, I guess, that we run into. Are they going to make any other moves? No. Okay. Oh dear. Well, let's have a look if we have any. No reinforcements and HQ reserves there. No. Would have liked some. Could have done with some reserves to deploy rarely. So we have one more naval bombardment. You see, these guys are back to full strength already. It just means we've basically achieved nothing. We could try bombing them again, but they're entrenched all the time, so it makes it really hard to get to them too. I think we'll try our luck on these guys this side. At least these are a bit weaker. Resuppression. 1 to 1. 0 to 1, so we can actually make a little bit of progress there. Okay. We'll be able to drive anyone else across that river crossing. So like that. Captured some prisoners. Gone. Okay, we killed one of the half tracks. Nice. Do we push up the infantry or the tank? Tank by the looks of things. We're going to repair this bridge here, I think. So we can start to resupply over it and start to push back over. These guys are out of supply now, but we're going to keep pushing on the same. I just don't know what we're going to do here. I feel like I'm stuck. These guys are so out of supply. And they're so low on health now because of that failed attack on the Fallschirmjäger. Which really kind of sucks. Do we have any reinforcements here? 1 turn from now. Ah dear, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. We can't attack with them. There's not a lot of point in doing any of these yet because we're just outnumbered there. We won't be able to achieve a lot with that. I think our best bet is still to try and push through this point here. And maybe try and flank round and cut the road here or something like that. Try pushing up a unit with these, but I don't really want to split these guys up, so I might wait for the reinforcements. At least then they can push out as like a 2-strength little unit. So we've got a little bit of backup. So do we try and break one of these guys down here? Let's have a go. I think 1 suppression. Just didn't really help us at all. Okay, that actually went relatively well, although we took some losses there on our support equipment. Ugh, dear. It's just impossible. I don't see how you're supposed to get out of this when they're fully entrenched on mountainous conditions and you have very little support to push through them. It makes it a very difficult part of the campaign. So our troops at Anzio getting bombed a little bit. They pull back there. That gives us a little bit of an opening to try and push through maybe. And we've got a reinforcement through probably from... We can land now at Anzio, which we have. Okay. Let's push up and start trying to think about capturing this road. Oh, there's an enemy unit there. You know, that's cool. That's cool. I can deal with that. And we've got our reinforcements there. Goodness, this is all turning into a bit of a disaster. Yeah, let's push up. Start to make some progress. Okay, an enemy unit holding that side of the river there. So I want to try and cut them off, you see. These guys are going to have to be resupplied. Because we're getting completely surrounded. We could try and break them at Monte Cassino on the hilltop, but it's not going to be very easy. It'd be better in a way for us to try and push over this river here. They've got that unit pretty well entrenched there, so that's not going to be super easy. Because if we could take here and take Route 6, then we'd cut off the enemy supplies down to the actual Casino, and then it'd be a lot easier for us, I think. things certainly aren't going exactly according to plan. So we've got some reinforcements anyway. Let's start to reinforce some of these units that got absolutely smashed in some of the earlier attacks. I don't know if the Americans have anything. No, nothing. Dope. What are we going to do? Wow. Try bombing the hell out of this half track here. Does that get us anywhere? I think I'm not going to get anywhere here, I feel like. I can only hold here. Maybe that's why it's turn 11. Maybe you're supposed to outflank them and all my efforts are supposed to be on this part of the map first. In which case, what do we bomb first? Do we go for the half track and try and take this bridge crossing here? In which case we can cut them off. Or do we go for this half track here and just try and... I think we'll go for this half track here. Resuppression. Nice. Bomb the hell out of it. Just got the 3. They're not in our favour though. Another really enemy infantry there. Risk it. 2 suppression for a bit of death. Well, we drove them back at least. Quite what I wanted, but it'll do. It'll do. When do we get that next reinforcement? Next turn. Okay. I think that's all we're going to achieve this turn because everyone else is so damn entrenched like these guys here. Until we get them cut off. I think they're going to be okay. Next turn. Ow. Yeah, they're bringing in tanks now. See, so I'm going to get to... Oh. I was going to say I'm going to get to push across here and capture that point. But they've got a half track there now. Means we're probably just going to get absolutely kicked to death as soon as we try and get there. So we've got a German tank here. And for some reason we're quite effective against... Oh, I've got a Sherman there, that's why. Okay. Okay. Don't like it. Ooh, we'll actually do really... Oh no, we won't. We'll do relatively well there, but not if we go over the bridge. That's strange, isn't it? 1 to 1. Let's have 1 bomb on this. I think. 1 suppression. 1 KIA. It pulls back. Cut the road. KIA. Good, okay. Well, we've driven them back a bit. And that means we have now cut this road. Which is good, that is worthwhile doing. Absolutely. So where did it leave us? Not in any way hugely useful. I could try and attack that. No retreat 1 KIA. Okay, that was worthwhile. You could do with reinforcing, really, but I don't think we're going to be able to. Let's deploy our US 1st Armoured. But they can move this turn, but we'll get slaughtered by the Panzer Force. Woohoo! Good old Shermans. Right. Ah, dear, what a nightmare. You need to be resupplied because you're relatively low supply. Probably gives me 1 next turn. We might have a go at sieging Monte Cassino by just bombing the crap out of it. On turn 4, we're never going to take Route 6. Yeah. Could try pushing these guys up though. Gives us a bit more support. Or do you want to try and push across the river here? Probably more so. So we're going to have to basically wait for these guys to start running out of supply, I think. I think that's going to be my only hope next turn. This is going to be a stunning example of how not to play this game, I think. Oh, 3 suppression from 1 bomb. They're pulling back. They've blown the bridge there. Okay, they're out of supply now, look. Which is what we want. We have to hold that crossing, effectively. We've got till turn 11 to take these. To take Monte Cassino. So I think that's fair, to be honest, just to leave it like that. So I just need to hold this crossing. Because they'll be okay next turn, but on the 3rd turn of out of supply, they basically lose all their strength. That works well for me. Do we have any other reinforcements? We do. Nowhere to deploy it now. That's annoying. Can you forcibly resupply someone? Yes. Nice. Even they're running out of supply a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be a permanent situation. I think they are still in supply. They're just struggling for trucks, probably. Okay. where does that leave us? So what have we got in front of us? Some regular veteran German infantry. We can actually do a little bit of damage against. Get that. Okay, that retreats. Do we want to try and start bombing some of these, or are we going to let them off for a turn? Are they on 2 turn out of supply? I wonder if we can reinforce them with the... No. No, it's not going to let me. Let's move up the US headquarters. And then we're going to have to forcibly resupply these guys, otherwise we're going to run out of stuff there. Oh dear. So we're going to leave these two here as kind of this holding point. Probably once in a couple of turns, once this fails, we're going to push up and try and cut off Pescara up here with these guys, and then that might mean they run out of supply, and then we can sort of push on Rome a little bit easier. So we'll go for a 1-for-1 trade on them. That worked well. They lost a unit. We didn't. That is what we want. Really just going to start pushing up then, effectively, because we now captured this whole point, so they can't push round anywhere. So we've got like a frontage here now, so that looks okay for us, to be honest. But yeah, we don't want to actually engage them with them because that would go badly. Okay, I think that's all we're going to be able to do. Oh, we actually have 2 bombs still. Ooh. Ooh. What are we going to bomb then? Do we try and just sort of suppress some of their half tracks? These are the guys that are just going to run in and smash the crap out of my infantry. That actually killed one. And a couple of suppression. Yeah, that's a bit better. That was worthwhile. Next. Okay, getting bombed ourselves. Not quite what I wanted. Then I had 2 turns out of supply at Casino, and the enemy did nothing. Effectively, they're starting to run out of, hopefully starting to run out of troops and support. We didn't capture Route 6. Well, we kind of knew that was the case. I don't really want to engage them. We can push in and capture their supply point right behind them. But in a turn, they're going to lose all suppression, effectively. Will you now let me forcibly reinforce? No, I can do you, but I can't get to you, which is a bit unfortunate. So you're going to be out of supply in a turn. I wonder if there's anything there. No. You can make it there. Go on then. Let's do that. If nothing turns up then there, we can cut this enemy road here and maybe start to make a little bit of progress at Pescara. Because turn 6 already, you see. We're really starting to run out of time, is what I'm conscious of. We've got to start to make some progress killing some of these guys. So, let's start bombing the crap out of some of these infantry. 3 suppression. Good. 3 KIA. Please don't retreat. I didn't really want you to retreat because I want to kill you, not have you run away. Well, I'm going to hold the line there. These guys need reinforcements badly. Is there anywhere I can deploy these? Can be reinforced. Nice. Have the Americans got any reinforcements? In a turn. Okay. So 1 more turn until these guys run out of supply, and in effect, which is good, they shouldn't be getting back any supply. They're completely cut off. So let's push on to the next. Oh well, I've still got an air attack available. What shall we bomb? What shall we bomb? What shall we bomb? Suppression. Always worth hitting those half tracks. Those half tracks absolutely seem to wreck the infantry. Those motorised infantry. They're super brutal. So they've moved in reinforcements to hold their little area there. Wise move. Wise move. And I'm now out of supply because I'm too far forward. I have no good road networks because all the bridges are destroyed. Oh dear, we don't have any cards, no. I mean, that kind of seems rude to just not do, doesn't it? One enemy dead then, you see. This kind of mean I should maybe move up to support that tank, but we shall see. Can't do any good damage against that guy. Anyway, here at Monte Cassino, they're now on the back foot. Kind of weighing up my best options, who's going to be most effective. Oh, 2k. Oh, don't go back there. Oh, that didn't go according to plan. Just pushing them round in a circle. Oh, these still have another attack, so we'll advance with these guys. Hey, objective captured. Ah, that gave them supply because we captured the point. Nice, 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 nice. Although then, it's not in much of a condition to do much fighting by the looks of things. Yeah, didn't go really very well. You're one out, you're one out. You're not 0 to 1. 2 to 0. Just a case of slowly peppering these guys away, really. Don't know if I'm going to do it this turn, probably not. Because we're both out of supply here, so effectively they're in a better position. No Monte Cassino this turn. Next turn, shall fall, because they're completely out of supply. So, we can cut the road here. I don't know if that's going to cut off these supply dumps here, I wouldn't like to say. And with being out of supply myself, that's probably not going to be superbly useful. Let's try and bomb the crap out of this half track again, try and see if we could deal with one of these. We have got an infantry here we could push up. Let's bomb the crap out of this half track. Do suppression. No more. Shame. Go for it. 1 KIA. Good, we just lost a supplementary unit. And then a 1 for 1. Do suppression. Dead. We'll move our infantry up, even though it'd be a bad idea. So we've still got to worry about Pescara because we're not through there. We're going to have a lot of spare units here by the end. We're going to have to push up. So, next turn. Still bombing that poor little unit. They've just been bombed the crap out of them for such a long time. They're getting quite a lot of reinforcements here, aren't they? They're starting to form a new defensive line around Rome. I don't think we're going to end up getting that. They're getting 2 new enemy units. They're getting so many reinforcements. It's going to make it really hard for us to get through there, I think. Looks like the enemy forces here at Monte Cassino surrendered. Okay, we've got it. So, let's start getting people on the move, I think. One thing we are going to have to do, though, get a hell of a lot of bridges repaired, because we're going to have massive supply issues until we get that done. You should beat you, which they do. They retreat, or do they not? No, they don't. Push up Anzio for that, for the kill. Moving in for the kill, which we got. Nice. You're out of supply. Why are you out of supply? You should be in supply there, I should have thought. So our problem is we can't cut the route here at Pescara. You're stuck there. You can move up slightly, but all you guys well wedged in position until we start to clear a route. We don't really have much time. You could conceivably start pushing around to the flank, but what are you going to do? Until they go out of supply, we're not going to get anywhere, are we? Not ideal. Not ideal. Just trying to deal with this. Just trying to deal with some of their better units, effectively. Got it. Nice. They are quite outgunned there though now. And we're going to lose against that. Okay, let's see if we can resupply anyone. You needed that badly. So did you. You needed that. What about the British HQ? No, nothing on the map they can reinforce with. 1 turn from now we get a few more reinforcements. Okay. Although air attack's still available. Oh, nice. Okay, so we'll go for the Panzer. It did nothing. That was completely pointless. Ow. Oh, the unit survived. Just. Oh, it's got a second attack. I don't capture Anzio. That's annoying. We're now actually not going to win at the moment until we capture that back. Damn well, they're reinforcements. Right, send more troops to Anzio. Hmm. Yeah. Getting reinforcements down here. They're out of supply completely. We're getting supply up this way now. You'd think we would have a bit more luck there. Right, basically removing that one, and then in the next turn should then be able to push out from here. So hopefully these will supply a little bit better. We can push a new supply point up to here or something. Right, we've got to deal with these guys at Anzio as the top priority anyway. Okay, it's completely suppressed. I don't really want to push up, but what choice do we have to kill that tank? It's worth it. Cut that off. Cut that guy there. Bomb them. Did nothing. And we're not going to throw our life away and attack there. I don't think. These guys have got no choice but to pull back to try and get into the hope of getting some more supply at some point. I'm not entirely sure that was worth it. No, it doesn't really seem to be working much there for us, does it? We're no sooner to getting through here because we just can't make any progress without just getting absolutely mullered. And until we can cut this road, we can't really do a lot. We could start trying to apply pressure to Rome, possibly. Maybe that's our best bet. I'm turning out of supply. You there? You're stuck there then, aren't you? We have no suitable reinforcements. Have I checked for reinforcements this turn? Can't remember. A couple there. Let's distribute them amongst them. And then I think that's what our luck is for this turn. What's that? Turn 9. So we've got 2 turns left. I don't see Rome falling in 2 turns. Never know. Ow. There goes that poor unit. They got outflanked. They're dead. I'm getting bombed there at the front. Is there a unit in Rome? I don't actually know. Unless Rome is unoccupied or occupied just by a garrison unit, I don't see us capturing that in the next turn or 2. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, there's an infantry division in Rome then. And I just can't cut this line because I've got too many troops there defending this point. I could try and go around them, but I don't have enough men, do I? Well, let's bomb the crap out of this half track. We need Anzio to actually win this campaign. How is it so well entrenched? Finally. Oh, so they've got a full strength regular infantry division in Rome. Woohoo! We could have a 1-to-1 fight there. Not entirely convinced that's super helpful though. We can try and cut them off. I suppose if we killed this. But then that's the point, we can't cut them off for long enough to make any progress, so we're never going to take Pescara. We've completed our actual objectives for the campaign, but it's not been exactly a stirring success, has it? Oh dear, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. It's just going to be a bit of a fruitless attack on any of these, I think. It's going to give us one more turn for one push on Rome, I think. Oh, yeah, I've got my supply trucks I can place down. Right. Down here at Anzio. There is some plenty of supply, maybe next turn for the attack. For the final push on Rome. But I think it's going to be a bit of a push in vain, quite probably. We'll do everything we can, you never know. Pulling back their headquarters. Von Machstein is in retreat. Let's have a look. So, what are we going to do? We need to give ourselves the best frontage we can. Bet, if that makes sense. Can you hit them from there? No. More veterans. Oh. Right, let's bomb the crap out of them. One suppression. Huh. Maybe. Maybe. One. That's Sherman in support. Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Hey, Rome is ours! Hey, right, and that went unexpectedly well. And as long as they hold for the turn, they should do. And they've actually got Rome. Well, we failed on sort of eastern Italy. We failed on that part of our objectives, but we have taken Rome, and all roads lead to Rome, which actually, in this case, they really literally do all lead to Rome. So that's actually not so bad. We have kind of achieved at least sort of some of our objectives, even if we didn't kind of get all the ones we wanted. Start driving off up through northern Italy. And that pretty much is our last turn. I think that's pretty much game over for us. I think maybe the enemy gets one more turn. It was quite a fun campaign. It was quite a tough one if we didn't manage to complete all our bonus objectives. I really do quite like the new 3D models and stuff they've introduced in this, though. It is kind of quite a lot neater than the first Unity of Command. There we go. We got an ally victory. A paltry 1 star for our campaign. Losses were quite high. The poor British took 15%, 15 or 29% unit casualties. But we did at least manage to capture Rome, even if Pescara did unfortunately get failed as an objective. Anyway, that's all I've got for you on this episode. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed this game. It's certainly something I like to play as sort of a bit of a casual thing. I might hop into a bit of the campaign stuff, the Victory in the West campaign, and have a little bit of a go with that at some point as well. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Of course, subscribe to the channel for a lot more random strategy game content, and I shall see you all on the next video.